Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I am James Ellsmore, the CEO of Island Innovation, joining you here with some team members that I'll introduce shortly to share you a little bit about what we have coming up for the week ahead. So next week is the fifth Virtual Island Summit. It's been an amazing 5 years, and it's hard to even imagine that we're already at the fifth anniversary. For those of you who've attended in the past, you'll know the tagline for this event is sharing knowledge for resilient, sustainable, and prosperous islands worldwide. And we at Island Innovation bring together our community of island resident citizens from around the world to link into this event and learn more about how they are contributing to a better community. So with that, I'll quickly let my colleagues introduce themselves. So Stacey in Barbados, say hello.
Hi, everybody. Yes, I'm in the beautiful island of Barbados. I am the content manager. Let me see if I can remember all this, James. I also deal with the community. I lead the Caribbean Climate Justice Leaders Academy as well, and I help with the communications team. And it's amazing to be here. Yeah, 5 years have gone quickly.
And Christian.
Hello, everyone. I'm Christian Sakina. I'm the Chief of Staff and Technical Lead here at Island Innovation. And I was just reminiscing the 2019, the first one, and I got nostalgic. I did a post on LinkedIn, and it was like, oh my God, 5 years already. They have gone by so fast.
And Christian was Island Innovation's very first employee, has been here since the beginning from Margarita Island and recently living in Spain as well. So again, part of the Island Innovation global community. I will share our screen. So the goal of this session now is to get you ready for next week. If you haven't already signed up, then now is your chance to sign up. It's free to join the event. And we'll share a little bit more about what to expect for the week ahead and some of the opportunities so you can make the most of it. If you've already signed up, you will have hopefully received or will shortly be receiving an attendee guide that also has a lot of this information in terms of the logistics and the technical aspects. But we'll cover more the agenda and the topics and some of those opportunities here. So firstly, if you haven't already signed up, you can go to islandinnovation.co and you'll see at the top our bar here with the register now for the Virtual Island Summit 2023. It's free to sign up, so there's no excuse. And although the event's taking place over 5 days for the whole of next week, you can sign up just to join in for 1 or 2 sessions, or even just to get the recordings afterwards. So even if you have a busy week ahead and you just want to join one session, that's totally fine. So we'll be starting on Monday. I think the first session kicks off in the morning US time or America's time. And those sessions will then take place throughout the day. One of the big things to remember is we're here with a community of people from around the world representing every continent. It's always amazing when you look at the list of people signing up and the diversity of the islands represented. Last year, we had 10,000 people from over 500 islands represented, to give you an idea of the scope. So of course, what that means is there are sessions taking place at all different times of the day, some in your early morning, some in the evening, some in the middle of the night. So don't worry if a session is not at a convenient time for you. We'll make sure that you also have a recording available the week after the summit. But of course, if you can join us live, then it's a lot more engaging, a chance to ask questions and interact with the other attendees. Here, I'll just go through the site a little bit on the Island Innovation website. And I'll firstly hand over to Christian to talk a little bit about the tracks and the networking sessions.
So as you know, every year we have amazing set of panelists and sessions that are very important. And they cover all of the topics that if you have been with us for a while, you know that we always cover these topics at Island Innovation. We have 8 content tracks, and each of them covers a wide variety of topics. We have climate action and adaptation, renewable energy and clean energy transition, blue economy, conservation and the ocean, agriculture, trade and food security, health, education, diversity and inclusion, circular economy, sustainable tourism, and fintech and climate innovation. And on the networking sessions, you are free to discuss all of these topics. There is no limit here. So it's not only to get to know people from around other islands around the globe, but also to get an insight from the experts, because, you know, we have a lot of expert panelists who go to these networking sessions, and when they see an opportunity, they seize it. And perhaps you have a project on these areas that you want to showcase. This is your opportunity also to go there, mingle, and exchange your contact information. And you will get the most out of it. So you can learn, you can network, and you can contribute to making our world safer and helping us fight climate change in our own way.
And I think the really important thing with these content tracks as well is that, of course, when we're looking at island systems, all of these things are connected. We can't talk about climate without talking about energy and tourism and oceans and all these other things. So we really take that approach, looking to bring in examples from the Pacific, from the Caribbean, from the Arctic, from the Mediterranean and the Indian Ocean and many other parts of the world, and look at how different places are dealing with these shared challenges that are common to many islands around the world. So here you go on the website if you want to go ahead and register. And I will just give a quick shout out to the sponsors that have made this event possible, that are really supportive of this movement. So our gold sponsors, Open Society Foundations and the Waite Institute. Our silver sponsors, Edge Foundation, back after many years of supporting us. So thank you to the Edge Foundation team, and Chancery ESG. And then the bronze sponsors, the Caribbean Biodiversity Fund, Way Out, and Plotech. So there'll be a chance to learn about all these very interesting organizations, the work that they're doing during the week ahead. Stacey, I'm sure you've had a chance to have a look at the agenda. Are there any sessions that you're particularly looking forward to?
Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, I have to say how excited I am that it's the 5th anniversary as well. I think that we really are showing the levels of inclusivity by having such an amazing free event and the range of sessions. It is difficult for me to pick which ones I really want to go to. I tend to just want to see all, but that is overwhelming. But I would say I'm definitely looking forward to the sessions that talk about island stories. We have a particular session about the Island Games, where this is a kind of a sporting event that brings together athletes from different islands. And it's just a really great way to build fellowship. And I didn't know much about the Island Games until I saw this on the agenda, and I thought this is incredible. So the levels of camaraderie and the levels of island collaboration, I really am looking forward to that session. There's a great session about clean energy for the EU islands. I think that's wonderful, because we tend to think of, or I used to think of islands as sun, sand. I can see palm trees right now as I look outside, and we think, well, that's all there is to islands. But islands in so many different parts of the world share so many common challenges. And when we talk about those challenges with a solutions-oriented focus, you know, everything makes a lot of sense and we can really drive positive change. So those are two of the ones I'm looking forward to specifically.
And of course, you'll be moderating a session on the Caribbean Climate Justice Leaders Academy. We've recently selected 10 young people who are doing amazing work on climate justice in the Caribbean for a fully funded opportunity to go this year to the COP, the climate conference in Dubai. And so Stacey will be leading a little bit of a discussion about the work that she's been doing on that program and introducing some of the participants who will be having that opportunity. So I'm also looking forward to that. You can see here on the site the different set days, so you can scroll through. Don't forget, if you would like to add the sessions to your calendar, that's the easiest way to keep track of the many different things that are happening. So you can come here, click this button, and if you want to download the calendar, even print it, I know some people like to still have that physical copy and make notes on it as well, then we've got you sorted. So there's hopefully something here that will fit for everyone, but do come to the website, check here, you'll see the different tracks listed. And then if you want to just add an individual session to the calendar, you can do that as well. You'll also find all the speaker profiles listed here. So as you can see, we have some high-level prime ministers, ministers, the Commonwealth Secretary General, the chair of the Alliance of Small Island States, joining from a range of different regions. And as well as the high-level political figures, we also have people working in the grassroots to show us what they're doing on the very local level. And that's what I love about this event, is making those connections, what's happening at the United Nations and at the COP28, and how does that connect to what people are really doing on the local level to make their islands a better place. So you will be able to scroll through here and see the whole range of people. We have mayors, we have local practitioners, NGOs, academics. So some heavy content, but it's going to be good. Stacey, maybe you can tell us something that we've really excited for this year, the Ambassadors Local Hubs. Tell us about what people can expect and what's happening with the hubs.
Sure. So the Ambassador Hubs, this is an aspect of the Ambassador Program, which is a kind of capacity building program where we have people from islands all over the world. They come together. The amazing thing about the Ambassador Program is the level of its inclusivity, the fact that it's an incredible intergenerational exchange where all you need to do is kind of really care about your island. You have to have ideas about projects and solutions and be ready to share these best practices. And we also learn from what has not worked. So these local events are happening in conjunction with the Virtual Island Summit. They're in-person events for that crucial community building element that was so decimated by the pandemic. You know, we think about how can we bring people together. And some of these local events, you can see they're happening in islands all over the world, places like Tunisia, Sri Lanka, the Indian islands. We have the Philippines, of course, islands in the Caribbean. And some of these local events are going to be as simple as, if people want to have a get together where they're streaming a session of the Virtual Island Summit or watching a recording of it and creating discussion amongst their community. There's some people who are having panel discussions with kind of local stakeholders about issues such as the blue economy. We've had beach cleanups that have constituted local events because we wanted to have events that, regardless of your digital maturity, as it were, could be inclusive. And then we want to highlight all of these ambassador efforts. So it's a way to kind of build your portfolio in terms of projects you have and gain some exposure from our network. And also, as I say, network and share what you're doing. So that's really amazing. I look forward to all of those events.
Yeah, and I think it's connecting the global virtual experience with specific projects on the ground. So our ambassadors are an amazingly enthusiastic bunch of people, over 400 ambassadors representing every region of the world. And so for the group of ambassadors that have put these sessions together in all these different places, great work. And thank you for the efforts that you've been doing. I wish I could be there in person for all of them, but we'll be looking forward to getting some photos and seeing how things have gone. And then the last thing on our website, I'll just give a shout out to our amazing partners, the Global Island Partnership and Climate Tracker, who we've been working with for several years now, both of which are fantastic organizations. So thank you to both of those organizations for their support with this event as well. So with that, if you have any comments, any questions, do drop them in the comment section on whatever platform you are following us on now. Go to virtualislandsummit.com or the Island Innovation website. You can just Google Virtual Island Summit. That's probably the easiest way, and you will find the site. Go ahead and sign up, and hopefully you'll be there with us on the opening ceremony on Monday or for one of the many other sessions taking place next week. Any last comments, Christian, Stacey?
Yes, I want to give a shout out to all of the people that are watching the live stream and seeing the comments here. Nelson, Charles, Empress, Jamila, Kedis, thank you so much for your comments. We look forward to seeing you next week on the Virtual Island Summit.
And same for me, it's amazing to always experience what the Virtual Island Summit is. And each year, just when I think the previous year, oh, this was the best Virtual Island Summit ever, the next year surpasses it because we're always creating those consistent links and sense of fellowship with each other. So yeah.
Fantastic. Well, with that, we'll leave it. Thanks again and see you on Monday for the Virtual Island Summit. Bye, everyone.
See you.